It is 19 minutes after 3 o'clock. A little snow coming down here, but not a bad afternoon. So I'm going to tell you that there we go. All right. We've got some guests in the studio. Joining me in the Smitty's hot seat is our own Lorie Wilber, and joining us on the Smitty hotline is the director of A Dog Named GucciG, Gorman Bechard. And thank you both for coming in.
Thank you. Hey, Gorman, how are you?
Good. How are you doing, Lorie?
Good.
I had a chance to see the trailer for this. I watched it on your website, and boy, I tell you what, you hear about these horrible tragedies all the time, and you wonder what's going on about it. And it looks, at least part of what I got from the trailer, looks like one guy really stepped up and took some action. And for those of you who don't know, A Dog Named GucciG is actually the story, I believe, of 4 dogs, but mainly GucciG.
4 dogs, but mainly GucciG is sort of the driving story behind the film. Yes.
Oh my goodness! Well, I know Lori's the one who kind of contacted you. She's our partners with Paws Lady, and a huge advocate for animals and animal rights and all these good things. And to see a story like this come along, it's kind of inspiring. What made you decide to jump on board and do something like this?
Well, we had done 3 rock and roll documentaries, and my wife and I have such a passion for dogs. We felt that let's do something good with this medium that we have that is that is being seen by so many people, and we started looking for a project. And when she sent me the information about Doug and GucciG, I'm reading this thinking, this is a movie. There's a 3-act structure. There's a hero. There's a dog that shouldn't have made it through the night and ends up living 16 years and becomes a rock star in his own right. And it just had everything about it screams movie. So it was the perfect story. And then we in adding the other 3 dogs to the story, we looked for very similar sort of cases where a dog was abused, but someone changed a law. And really stepped up and did something. And I think that's the thing you walk away from with the film, is that we all have the power to really make a difference. And we need to be the voice for animals because, if an animal is locked in a hot car, they can't pick up a cell phone and call the cops and say, get me out of here. If an animal's being abused, we need to step up and do that for them.
And now this movie, it looks at that, but also, for some people, it's hard to watch something like that. But I understand this movie kind of isn't so rough on the eyes.
No, not at all. In fact, I really hardly used anything that's going to make anyone turn away. I mean, it really is a film that leaves you inspired. I didn't want to go the route of those commercials we all see on TV and we all close our eyes or now it's time to go get a drink kind of thing. I wanted this to be a film that anyone could watch. So there's nothing that's going to make you turn away. When you actually cry for GucciG, it's at the end of the film, and this dog has now lived 16 years, and you've fallen in love with him like he was your own dog, and he finally passes away of natural causes. That's when you cry. But that's that's just a natural, you're missing someone that, you're watching someone pass that you fell in love with.
And hey, Gorman, how old was GucciG when this tragic thing happened to him? And if you could tell us what exactly happened to him.
Yeah, GucciG was a 10-week-old Chow Husky mix, and he was owned by a 15-year-old runaway who had gotten in with the wrong crowd in Mobile, Alabama in 1994. And there was a 20-year-old man who wanted more from her than she was willing to give. And when she said no, one night when she was out, him and his buddies snatch up her dog and string him up, beat him, squirt him with lighter fluid, and set him on fire. And a college professor named Doug James just happened to be standing on his porch a few houses down, and he went into action. Scared the kids away and saved the dog. And when he adopted the dog, and when the kids did not get any kind of meaningful sentence, he really worked for 6 years to enact the first felony abuse law in Alabama.
Well, good for him.
Absolutely, and now this is something that's kind of spreading. I don't remember the exact figures in the trailer, but it said like at that point, like 22 states or something had laws on the books, but a lot of states didn't.
Right.
And of course, Alabama was one of those. And now there are some laws in place, and we're just this really is going to open some people's eyes to this, because in there, unfortunately, like I said, there was nothing I saw that was made me want to turn away or anything. But you see GucciG, like, you know, when it happened, and then later on, he looks so happy and good, you know, and that's...
Oh, absolutely. This was a dog that became a rock star. I mean, he just, you know, he was always smiling, always happy. You know, I mean, if this happened to a person, we'd be like never wanting to leave the house, never wanting to touch or look at anybody. This dog worked it. It was almost like he was put here to do this.
You know, dogs and animals in general, they're so resilient. You know, we have a bad knee or a bad foot, you know, we just go on and on about it. They get amputations and they're running around on three legs like the wind, and it's amazing. But what I wanted to mention, Gorman and John, I think you're aware of our current story right here locally. Mm-hmm. The timing of this movie is so wonderful because we're going through our own abuse situation right now with two young youth right here in Lorain County who not once but twice threw a dog over a very high cliff, and the dog's body has never to this day been found. But we had 60 people show up at a peace rally a week ago in the freezing cold weather, all with signs, and we were all very, you know, respectful. And then we all got to go into the courtroom, and they pled not guilty. And what's sad here is it's just a misdemeanor, and you know, they're not going to get much, but we need somebody now to maybe step up, and they've named that dog Cascade. And the reason is the park where the dog was thrown over the hill was called Cascade Park. So maybe somebody in that crowd of animal people, you know, will step up and we get the Cascade law or something, or we tag on to Nitro's foundation. But, you know, the timing of your movie coming here is so perfect because we are in the midst of this huge thing with these two kids, these two punks.
Absolutely.
I mean, I hope that whomever the judge is realizes the severity of this, that, you know, that if they've done this, they're now capable of doing a lot more. Mm-hmm. You know, and really throws whatever book that can be thrown at them, you know, at least at this point.
Right.
You know, because a great example in our film is the first is the Louis Vuitton case. Louis Vuitton was another burn dog in Mobile, Alabama, and was named sort of in honor of GucciG. Mm-hmm. And his abuser was the first person to really test the GucciG law and ended up getting a sentence of 10 years. Mm-hmm. And when he got out on parole, 5 or 6 years into a sentence, he ends up trying to kill another man with his car and ends up running over I believe it was a 7-year-old boy, and ends up killing the boy. So, you know, so he's back in for good. Mm-hmm. But, you know, this is not a minor offense. I mean,
no.
If you're capable of throwing a dog off a cliff twice, you should just be locked up.
Yeah, and it's a shame that
Yeah,
it's a shame that it took something like that to get it done when it could have been done after the dog was injured, and maybe that boy would still be alive. That's another tragedy. I do want to say we're speaking with Gorman Bechard, the director of A Dog Named GucciG, and we're bringing this up because this actually Sunday, January 24th, Amherst Cinema, right up the street here, is going to be having this movie for a showing at 11:30, and this is one of just a few showings of this movie that are going to be in the state. So we're encouraging people to get to the Amherst Cinema, check this out, and watch this story of bravery, and hopefully it's going to encourage people to be able to do things like this.
And also, everybody, you know, I know a lot of people are coming already. This thing has been all over Facebook. It's been, like, everywhere on social media. But for those of you that don't know, when you do plan on coming to the movie, and we hope we pack the place, if we have to sit on each other's laps, that's fine. When you do come, please bring a donation of pet food or a pet toy or something pet-related. All the proceeds from the sales of the tickets and all the items donated are going to benefit our very own Elyria Friendship Animal Protective League right up the street also. So, one good turn deserves another. So.
Absolutely. Well, Gorman, there's this Nitro Foundation that is kind of tied in with this over time, and do you have any information about that?
Nitro is one of the other dogs featured in the film, and Nitro and Susie was from North Carolina. Susie was also burned like Gucci, and Susie's owner changed the law. And the same thing in Nitro. Nitro was burned. Nitro was unfortunately starved to death, and Liz and Tom, Nitro's owner, also enacted that first felony abuse law in Ohio. There were similar cases where someone really stepped up and changed the law. But I think that one of the things I hope you walk away from the film with is that we all have the power to do something. I mean, and seriously, even like sharing that Facebook page of, let's say, the Cascade, if there's a Facebook page for Cascade, share it with your friends.
Right.
If you see a dog locked in a car, call the police. If you see an animal being abused, we need to be the voice for animals, and I think that hopefully you walk away from this film realizing that.
Hey, real quick, Gorman, any of the 4 dogs, I know that Nitro is no longer with us, and I know Gucci has passed on, but by any chance, is Louis Vuitton or Susie still among us?
Yeah, both. Louis is with us. In fact, Louis came to 3 screenings.
Awesome.
In Alabama, Birmingham, Mobile, and Montgomery. And Susie is also still with us.
And I understand.
Hopefully our next area is North Carolina for screenings.
Now, I understand, correct me if I'm wrong, is there a Hallmark type movie or something out about Susie?
Yes, there was. Susie's story was made into a Hallmark film.
Okay.
Called Susie's Hope.
I saw that.
And
not the film, but
and you can also get it on DVD anywhere, Amazon, Walmart. And Susie was also the Hero Dog of the Year in 2014, I believe.
Okay.
Oh, wow, very nice. Speaking of DVDs and things like that, because this is kind of a limited screening, that I did see online that if it's not out already, that it's going to be coming out, that you can get a dog named Gucci on DVD. Is that correct?
April.
In April?
Yeah, April 19th.
So April 19th, folks, if you can make it out to the showing and you want to see this movie, or if you see it and you say, I got to have that, you can get an actual copy of it. And
there's a lot of extras on the DVD. There's 2 hours of extras on the DVD. I'm a film geek at heart, so I always put a lot of extras on my DVDs.
If you don't mind my asking, I don't want to take anything away from a dog named Gucci, but you said you started with 2 rock and roll documentaries, and then you went on to this. 3?
Well, 3 actually, and now I'm actually finishing up my 4th, which is about an Ohio alt-country cowpunk artist, Lydia Lovelace, out of Columbus.
Oh, okay.
And I'm actually just finishing that up right now. And if someone is interested, go to it's just ourkickstarter.com. We're actually in the we're doing a finishing funds crowdsourcing raise right now. So,
wow.
But yeah, I'm a big music fan from years back, and I've done 3 punk bands that I love. And then they were, from the 80s, and I wanted to do someone new, and Lydia just blew us away. So,
well, I tell you what, I'm going to have to look those up, but I'm definitely going to be checking out A Dog Named Gucci, and God bless you for doing that movie.
Yes, thank you, Gorman. We can't thank you enough.
All right.
Thank you very much. I wish I could be there on Sunday, though I have
me too.
I'm going to be stuck in a blizzard here in Connecticut, from what I'm gathering. But I hope it's a great turnout.
Yeah,
I'll let you know. I've got your email address.
Yep, and post some pictures on Facebook.
Absolutely, I will do that.
Okay. Excellent.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time, and have a wonderful day.
You too. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Again, that is our guest on the Smitty's Hotline, and a movie producer, Gorman Bechard. And again, Sunday, get on out to the Amherst Theater.
Right, Sunday. And, they're having tomorrow night, actually, John, there's 3 showings. Tomorrow night is in Columbus. Friday night is in Youngstown. And then, of course, Sunday it's coming here. And just a quick shout-out to Mike Smeck, who was our local kind of advocate for Nitro's Foundation and is putting those peace rallies together. He's phenomenal. He's a wonderful guy. And, he set up this whole interview and everything. And there's so many animal lovers, of course, from the station. I think we're going to pack the place on Sunday.
Oh, I
hope
haven't
so.
a doubt.
Yeah.
I'm wondering how they're going to make it happen, but I think it's going to be quite a line out there.
I think so. So it's the Amherst Cinema this Sunday, January 24th at 11:30 a.m.
That's right. If you need the information, it is on our Facebook page. I know Lorie posted it. I posted it again because it's incredible. Get out there and check it out.
Thanks, John.
Thank you, Lorie. Have a great one.